You're listening to a Comics XF podcast.
X-Men. Get it!
Hey everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Battle of the Atom. This is your weekly X-Men podcast where we rank every story from A to Z.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Zach. I'm the bad boy of X-Men podcasting. I am a werewolf with human skin, and I have a question for you, Adam.
Yeah, what you got?
What time is it to expect the unexpected?
I feel like I should know the
Answer!
know the
Enigma
answer.
time. And then it's the Riddler. That's the kind of writing that you can get from Jeph Loeb.
Oh, was that a Long Halloween reference?
Oh, no, brother. That's from Hush.
Oh, it's from Hush?
No, it's from
Hatoosh?
Well, it's like it's a number. So I don't know how to... Like, I know that we say the number 2, but... Tooth... I honestly, I don't even know where the 2 goes in Hush 2.
Well, it should be the S, but they made it the U, so it's Hatoosh.
Okay. I am right then.
Yeah,
I am right then.
You were doing it right.
Okay. That's all I know about Hush 2 is that it's Enigma time and that Jeph Loeb is so good at writing comic books. And I don't know why we ever stopped letting Jeph Loeb do comics.
When's
the last time
he was stopped? Who stopped
When's
him?
the last time we had Jeph Loeb writing our X-Men comics? When's the last time we had the Jeph Loeb writing us some X-Men?
I mean, 2012? I mean, been a while.
Buddy, he's literally writing X-Men right now. You
Oh, right. He's doing
X-Men.
Yeah, but I'm not reading that. I'm not reading, what is it? X-Men of the Apocalypse?
You're not reading X-Men of Apocalypse? You noted Age of X-Man fan.
No, absolutely not. I took one look at that and already like the continuity was all out of whack.
You take one look at any Jeph Loeb comic and you're going to think, oh, this could be pretty good because you see the artist.
Well,
you see Simone DeMeo, you see Tim Sale, you see James Lee, and you're like,
huh,
wait a minute. Is this good? And
this is going to be a theme of today, I think, because we are covering Jeph Loeb comics.
Folks, if you don't know about Jeph Loeb, I mean, no, look, you're not listening to episode 400 something of this podcast and you don't know who Jeph Loeb is. If you're new to this podcast and new to X-Men, I mean, welcome, just to be clear.
Yeah, welcome on board.
So glad you're here. Yeah. What are you doing?
Hope you're ready to listen to us get cranky.
We're just going to talk about Jeph Loeb. And here's the honest truth, folks. For about the next 60 minutes, we're going to be mean to Jeph Loeb.
Well, Jeph Loeb was mean to us. He wrote these comics.
Jeph Loeb.
Not related to Lisa Loeb, I learned today. I did some Googling.
Hold on. Did you think that he was related to Lisa Loeb?
No, I was just curious because I was like, they have the same last name. I was like, just by chance, that'd be kind of fun if Jeph Loeb were related to Lisa Loeb, and they're not related at all.
Have you ever thought about how Jeph Loeb spells his name?
Yeah.
It's
the same way as Lisa. Oh, you mean Jeff?
Yes, I mean Jeff.
Yeah, with a PH. Wild.
Hey, his name's not Jeffrey. It's Joseph.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Does it?
Well, I've never seen anybody abbreviate Joseph to Jeff. That's interesting.
That's the part that doesn't make any sense. He took the os out of Joseph and made himself Jeff.
Wow. Okay. Hey, it's a memorable first name. It stands out on a spine.
Jeph Loeb, as we all know, the writer of Teen Wolf.
And many other things, for sure.
Did you wait? You knew that he wrote Teen Wolf, right? Do people generally think of Jeph Loeb as the guy behind Teen Wolf and Commando?
Oh, he wrote Commando? I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay. I kind of like Commando. That says a lot.
Hey, he was a writer on Lost. I'm going to give you, I'm just not going to tell you what. He was only on Lost for one season. Adam, can you guess what season Jeph Loeb was a writer / producer on Lost?
3.
2.
Oh, it was 2? It was either 2 or 3.
That's, you know what? I knew it would get you up, and I thought you'd be able to think through and be like, well, 2's the worst one. 3's when they realized, okay, we gotta tighten this thing up. 2's when they
2, yeah, they're a little lost. 2 still got some good stuff in it, but
I'm pretty sure he had to leave to do Heroes.
Yeah.
Which, man, do you know how many times I've thought about rewatching season 1?
Don't do it.
Exclusively season 1 of Heroes.
But
I think about rewatching season 1 of Heroes like a not insignificant amount.
Don't do that to yourself.
Siler, buddy? Saving the cheerleader and saving the world?
A character literally named Hero? Yeah, I remember that show.
Okay, but I also, as I talked about in the last episode, have been reading Snow Crash, where the main protagonist's name is Hero Protagonist. And you think that the book is going to be more self-aware than it is, because it starts off pretty self-aware, because he is a half black, half Asian man who is the best hacker in the world and carries multiple katanas around because he's the best swordsman in the world also.
Interesting.
And you think that he's going to have like a flaw or be like, you think that they're reading this to be like, okay, we named him Hero Protagonist. And the book's cheeky to be like, the book starts and you think, oh, it's going to be self-aware. It's going to know what it's doing. And then it just kind of doesn't by the end of it. And it plays it all straight. Buddy, it's a Jeph Loeb ass book.
Okay.
Honestly, it's more of a Warren Ellis ass book, but that's a whole other, a whole other thing.
Why are we talking about Jeph Loeb? This was
patreon.com/Battle of the Atom. Did you know that our patrons, when they are so loyal to us, when they love what we've been doing and then show us that loyalty by sitting around for a year, we allow them to torture us and give us whatever they want us to talk about. In which case, one of our Patreon supporters reached deep down into their hearts and pocketbooks, tossed a couple of coins into our coffers over at patreon.com/Battle of the Atom. And they said, hey, you guys should read Jeph Loeb's Hulk, numbers 14 through 17, where Hulk fights X-Force. And that person was John Wickman. So John, thank you for your support. I want to be so clear. I wholeheartedly thank John for their support.
Is it John Wickman or John Wickham?
It's John Wickham. I read it a little too fast.
No, it's okay. I just thought that might be a fun protagonist name. John Wickman. You know, he's like John Wick. He's like a John Wickman. He's got John Wick powers.
That's a Hideo Kojima ass name right there. This is John Wickman. I also just beat Metal Gear Solid.
Love this for you.
I want to be, again, we've talked about this on the show. I've played Metal Gear Solid before. It's just like, I mostly watched my dad play the first Metal Gear Solid because I was like 7 when it came out, and I shouldn't have been paying as much attention to Metal Gear Solid at the time as I was, but I got to relive that recently. And man, Kojima's great. Hideo Kojima could make Hulk 14 through 17 better, because this is about Red Hulk, or as I like to call him, Rolk.
Well,
the star of Marvel's current event.
Yeah. Armageddon. It's
Rolk.
This is General Thaddeus Ross.
We don't know that.
Well, you don't know that, but you can look it up now.
You can look it up now.
It is a little confusing because at some point during this story, Thaddeus Ross, which turns out to be a LMD, does show up and give orders to the Red Hulk, but that's just cover.
Because this is how Jeph Loeb writes all of his mysteries. He's like, I made it so explicitly clear that this person couldn't be Hush.
Mm-hmm.
You dumb idiot. It was them all along. It was the first most obvious person. How'd you not figure this out? You idiot. Jeph, you lied to us.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
just bad at writing this. This is what happens in The Long Halloween. This is what happens in Hush. I've not read Hush 2, as has been proven. This is what happens in Rock. Like, the first most obvious guess of this ultra patriotic Hulk who is obsessed with destroying Banner and Wimpy Banner, it's very obviously Thunderbolt Ross. And it's honestly really annoying that he goes for a while without doing that. I don't know when he actually reveals that it's Thunderbolt Ross. Because
I
I'm not
couldn't
reading this run.
imagine reading another issue of this. This arc is called Code Red, because the Red Hulk thinks that Domino, who is invited out to do something on a rooftop, has seen him transform, and wants to kill her. So he assembles a crew called Code Red, I guess after the Mountain Dew beverage.
Bud, have you also been looking up the history of Mountain Dew beverages recently?
I'm not a Mountain Dew aficionado, so no.
I'm not, but I do distinctly remember when Code Red came out, and
Yeah.
I'm not a cherry flavor person, so I wasn't into it. I was into Mountain Dew Livewire, which was the orange.
Yeah, was that orange flavored?
It was the orange flavored one.
Okay.
Honestly, Keenan and Kel did a number to me because I love orange soda. I haven't had orange soda in a while. I think it might kill me at 34 years old.
Well, I did just look it up. Code Red was released for the first time in 2001.
Yep, that's right. And I bet Livewire was probably 2003.
Okay. And this story is from 2009, and it has artwork by Ian Churchill, inks by Mark Farmer.
One more Mountain Dew thing before we stop talking about Mountain Dew for a second. I do think that the world got noticeably worse when Baja Blast was available at all times to all people. Like, I do believe, like, I know correlation and causation are not the same thing, but if you charted like the relative quality of the world with the availability per day of Baja Blast,
wow,
there would be a correlation there, because it used to be you could only get a Baja Blast at a Taco Bell.
Right.
It's the appropriate place to get your Baja Blasted.
Sure.
Then they made it seasonal and things got kind of bad. And then they made it for all seasons and things got real bad. Like, I think there's a correlation to this Baja Blast.
I love this theory. This is like one of those, like, after David Bowie died, the world just like decided to turn on its head. And it's like, well, I mean, there's no causation, obviously. But
I think I think there is a causation with the Baja Blast thing, but but
this could be a Bowie Baja Blast, conspiracy theory in the making. I think.
You think David Bowie ever had a Baja Blast?
Probably not. But
they
don't know.
Overlapped. Like,
yeah, there's no reason he couldn't have. I just can't imagine David Bowie at a Taco Bell.
I really can't imagine David Bowie at a Taco Bell.
Mm-mm.
So Thunderbolt Ross. Hey, let's talk about the good thing about this.
Yeah.
I think Ian Churchill's a great artist, and I think Ian Churchill does a great job in this comic book.
I have some notes, but overall, Ian Churchill has shed the stuff that he was doing in the 90s and has settled in here in the late aughts with a Bruce Timm, like, very kind of almost golden age style of illustration that has, the 2000s. My criticisms are more about a Red She-Hulk, and I want to get to that.
Oh, because she breasts boobily is what she does.
Very much so. In a very specific way that I find deeply annoying.
It's one of those things where I'm like, yes, I've grown to be like, yeah, that's normal in comics.
Yeah. But Red Hulk puts this team together. I think this is my first problem with the comic book, is I have no belief whatsoever that these characters would come together and entertain Red Hulk's ideas for like more than a second. I mean, maybe Thundra, and I guess Deadpool, but like Punisher? No.
Okay, but
Elektra? No.
so here's what's happening. One, Elektra can be bought. Like,
I
Elektra can
guess.
be bought. So can Deadpool. Punisher cannot be bought. However, he can be bargained with because, one, he's a military man. So Thunderbolt Ross can, like, use that to his advantage. She's also saying, hey, Punisher, would you like to kill all of these snitches who think they got away with it?
Mm.
And the Punisher is like, I would. I actually would. Now, does it make me think that the Punisher would say, and I will kill Wolverine to do that? Yes, Punisher does not like Wolverine, but Punisher's also going to be like, Wolverine seems like he's also killing crappy dudes. So,
Yeah.
like,
Punisher and Wolverine have also teamed up many times. So it's also, it's like, whatever. Anyway, because it's this era, Code Red are going to try and go kill Domino. And of course, Domino is on X-Force. So we've got Warpath, Wolverine, Archangel, and X-23, and Deadpool, who's playing both sides.
this is the Chris Yost era.
Yes. Strike Team.
Yeah. And they fight for a while.
Sort of.
Sort of, kind of. Everyone does seem like their heart's not super into it. Except for Wolverine, who's like, don't try and kill my friends, weird Red Hulk who I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not even friends with the Green Hulk. Why do you think I'll be friends with you?
I do. I guess I like that aspect of it, that Wolverine is like, I like, you really thought you could take me? Like, I could take the Hulk. I could take you. And he just like stabs Red Hulk across the eyes.
Oh, are you telling me that he stabs his eyes?
He does. He does.
It's more of a slash than a stab, but it's great.
It does blind him for several issues,
which is super good. You get a lot of really good expressive stuff from Churchill in this. I think that's great. Unfortunately, we end one of the second issue of this with the debut of Red She-Hulk, which I've got to say is overdoing it. That's too much. That's several hats on several hats.
Well, Red She-Hulk turns out to be Betty Ross. And
unimportant to this comic.
Yeah, but it's also a mystery within a mystery, because the way that Jeph sets this up, she's wearing a torn, like,
Domino
leather
suit.
outfit that looks like Domino's outfit, but then is saying things that make you think that she has some relation to Red Hulk, even though we don't know who Red Hulk is. She's
I
carrying...
did think when I first looked at this that Domino had turned into a Red She-Hulk, and I was like, I don't remember that, but...
Well, I think the story would actually be more interesting if one of the X-Force ladies, or some of the people in the story, like, it could be Elektra, whatever, and that was part of the story. But it's... The thing about telling a mystery like this, where you don't know who your protagonist is, and then you don't know who the antagonist that's a copy of the protagonist, like, it like you said, it's hat on a hat. My larger issue here is that now we've got a situation, because this is, Churchill drawing this. It's like, it's just cheesecake in a way that doesn't, like, match physics, and it annoys me that, like, her zipper is, like, perfectly torn into shreds so that it reveals her hips and her belly at the same time, and, like, there's a zipper that's supposed to be her genitals, and it's like, okay, guys, like, this is a lot.
It's horny.
When you're asking me to also have, like, an emotional conversation between a daughter and a father, because, like,
which you do not know. I want to be so clear. We know this from the future. At the time, these are just two strangers you've never met who are copies of copies, and constantly. Can I tell you what annoys me about Rulk, and to a lesser extent, Rashulk?
Yeah.
It's that they're both constantly talking about how great they are and how much everyone should love them.
Mm-hmm.
Red Hulk is constantly being like, I'm the greatest, I'm the best, but not in a way where it's like, oh, look at this guy who's going to get his comeuppance in a way that's like, yes, and you should agree with us, the reader. Don't you also think? We are affirming what you're saying because Jeph Loeb is not subtle. Jeph Loeb has his characters at all times saying what he thinks the audience should think and what the characters thinks. He went to the Stan Lee school of writing dialogue.
It's not just the dialogue, though. I mean, I think one of the crutches that he leans on so much, and we see this in multiple stories this week, is first-person narration.
Constantly. Man loves a first-person narration.
It's not well written. It's very surface, and you'd want those things to be giving interiority to these characters, and it's not. It's like, arg, I'm angry, gotta go kill Domino. And it's like, okay, you could have done that without that narration, like there's no need for it. And it just repeats itself.
Anyway, they get into a big fight. Code Red double crosses Red Hulk. And then they're like, yeah, we're double crossing with Doc Samson, who I'm sure that was set up. I want to think that was set up in the previous 13 issues, but I'm not reading those to find out. And then Red She-Hulk is like, actually, don't double cross, single cross, back to me. And again, whatever. Everyone's kind of like back and forth on this, and Elektra's like, I was part of the plan all along.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's so many different changing of alliances, but none of these alliances have any sort of weight to them. So it just feels like, okay, this is what we're doing now.
Well, it wants to be a successful whodunit, but it doesn't really give you enough clues or context or reasons to care to come up with the solution. Like in a good mystery, you should have the right information so that you, a smart reader, can put the pieces together and you can come up with it right before the detective reveals what's going on. And that's not what's happening here. Every time there's a surprise, it's just like, surprise, surprise. And, kind of wants to be both things. And it's not, it can't do it. So
You really can't. It's not good. Also, he should have a mustache. It's so annoying that he doesn't have a mustache. Like,
where did it go?
I know that was like a meme for a little bit, but also he's a better character design when he has a mustache. Al Ewing proved that in USA Avengers.
100%.
Not Thunderbolt Ross. It was a different guy whose name I don't remember, but he's a better Red Hulk. Anyway, eventually X-Force gets away, and then Domino wasn't killed by Red She-Hulk, as we all know. And then she captures Silver Sable, who somehow sold them out. I don't know if Silver Sable was involved in this previously.
Silver Sable was the one
in Punisher War Journal. So
yeah, Silver Sable was the one who got Domino onto that roof.
Silver Sable out of nowhere. And then they say, Red Hulk says, I'm going to keep Silver Sable. And then everyone's like, okay. And I'm like, guys, that's weird.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Nothing happens, but it's a weird sequence. Anyway, this is bad. And like, it's not the worst Jeph Loeb comic I've ever read, but how did Red Hulk become a thing? In 2008, 2009, how did the comics people be like, what we should do is really push Red Hulk?
Well, I think the answer is in the backup silly comics that are illustrated by Chris Eliopoulos, which are just multicolored Hulks interacting with each other. And it's a visual. That's all it is. He used to be green. Visual. Sometimes he's gray. Now he's red. And it's like, it does look cool. It looks cool to have a Red Hulk, but to do it correctly, you do have to have a meaningful story behind it. And this is not it. So I think we should take a crack at ranking this on our big old list.
Yeah, so here's the thing. We've been ranking every comic from best to worst from the X-Men, with the best being the House of X Powers of 10, the 1173rd best X-Men comic, also known as the worst, is $20.99 World of Tomorrow. In between that, we got stuff like at 300 Sabretooth Volume 1, at 600 Legion of X 1 through 5, at 900 X-Men 1/2.
I think bare minimum we're in the 900s here because I just looked at 924, which is X-Force New Warriors Child's Play. That's better.
Man, faint praise right there. That is faint praise.
Is this better or worse than Youngblood X-Force at 932?
I'll be honest. Worse. It's worse.
Okay.
I have no recollection of which one X-Force Youngblood or Youngblood X-Force is, or if there's any noticeable difference between the two, but this is worse than that. I'm look at 1,000 we have Amazing Spider-Man 420. It's not as good as that.
All right, so we're in the 1000s at
I had to just check myself to make sure. No,
I think this is probably better than at 1020 X-Force Youngblood, which is the sequel to Youngblood X-Force, which
as
is
has been proven. I know no noticeable difference between the two. So
I only remember because of which one we ranked. But that one's considerably worse. And I also is this better or worse than Prophet Cable at 1014?
Probably. Look, the Ian Churchill art is doing some lifting to make it better than Prophet.
Yeah, but this is probably on par with 1013, which is the Jeff Matsuda Bishop stuff from X-Men Volume 2.
Again, I know we ranked that recently. No recollection of it.
It's a whole lot of nonsense, if I remember correctly.
Well, it connects with this. I would say it's
not better than 1010 Sons of the Atom.
It's not better than Sons of the Atom because that has a really good diner scene. You know what? I don't care. Do you want to put it between Prophet Cable and Matsuda?
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Why not?
So this will be our new 1014 Hulk Volume 2. 14 to 17 Code Red. And that's not all the Jeph Loeb we got for you, folks.
That's not all the Hulk we got for you.
That's true. Red Hulk is going to come back in this next story, which I think I disliked even more. It's called Avengers X-Sanction. It is written by Jeph Loeb. It is penciled by the very talented Ed McGuinness with inks by Dexter Vines, colors by Maury Hollowell, and it involves Cable coming back from the dead after Second Coming and trying to kill the Avengers for no real good reason.
It's because he's worried about his daughter Hope, because Blacksmith takes him to a base and he's like, hey, why in the future do all of the Avengers have all of this bad mutant hunting stuff? That sounds bad.
Sure.
And he's like, well, they're going to do an Avengers versus X-Men and they're going to go after Hope. And then he's like, well, that's my daughter. Here's the thing. I don't think Jeph Loeb writes a good Cable.
Oh, it's terrible.
Regardless of the fact that he's the one who said, Cable, you know what you need is a Harvard law degree.
I don't hate that.
That's from a different comic.
Yeah. This just sets up, God. It starts with an Avengers fight that then gets interrupted.
Against the Lethal Legion.
Yes.
Is there anyone who is more nothing than the Lethal Legion?
I mean, yeah, there's definitely some other.
But if I'm thinking like the big group of villains, like all your evil friends coming together.
What are those
Sinister
Spider-Man
Six.
Gangsters that are
Sinister,
just like...
Wait, Spider-Man gangsters. Are you talking about like Fancy Dan and Montana?
Yeah, who are those guys?
They're better than the Lethal Legion.
But what is their name? They have a name.
The Enforcers.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, it's the Enforcers. Ox, Fancy Dan, and Montana. All of which are better than the Lethal Legion. I would say...
I was just throwing one out there.
I would say, if I'm going to throw them out there, Sinister Six, number one with a bullet from the Marvels.
Yep.
I'm going to put Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
Okay. I know you're a big Serpent Society guy.
Oh, Serpent Society. I forgot about the Serpent Society. Yeah, they're 3. They're a solid 3. Wrecking Crew.
I know you love Wrecking Crew.
Gotta love the Wrecking Crew. And then you get into like the Frightful Four.
Yeah.
Who aren't what you want them to be.
Circus of Evil.
I don't like the Circus of Evil. Lethal Legion's down at the bottom, though. It's
they
Radioactive
suck.
Man, Living Laser, Whirlwind. No one's ever cared about Whirlwind. He's stupid. He's a mutant, and he's one of the worst.
Lethal
mutants.
Legion feels... I don't know which came first, but the Marauders seem like the better version of Lethal Legion to me.
Well, No, the Lethal Legion absolutely came first. They're from the 70s, buddy.
Well,
They're a
Grim
Roy
Reaper's in
Thomas.
there, so I kind of assumed.
Yeah,
They
but like
suck.
Marauders, the Marauders are great, but the Marauders, like, you're not going to do a Prism story, even though I know that there is at least one Prism story out there.
Okay.
It's in Deadpool Gambit number 4. I think it's like a solo Prism story of all things. It's wild.
Wow. Remember that off the top of your head.
We got to rank weird one-off solo Marauder stories. That would be a good episode.
That would be.
Unimportant. But like the Marauders you're never going to have a story about the Marauders individually. You're going to have a story about Grim Reaper or the Living Laser individually.
That's true.
So they're a different type of team in my mind.
Yeah. But as the Avengers are fighting Lethal Legion, Cable begins to pick them off one by one, bring them to his ship, which not
No,
Grey
ship's
Malcolm.
a guy, remember?
This is not Prosh. This is literally a tanker, which is it the same ship from
Are you about to say Supernovas? Because the
Yeah.
answer is no.
It's not?
It's not.
Okay.
It's just a different ship. You
Anyway.
think Jeph Loeb read Supernovas?
I don't know. It's like Blacksmith's like, where'd you get this boat? And he's just like, I don't know. I just have it. And
Here's one thing that Jeph Loeb, I'm going to say, doesn't think through his actions a lot. So the Avengers here are largely based on Brian Michael Bendis' Avengers team, which did include Rolk. You got Spider-Man and Wolverine here. You got Iron Man and Captain America. Then you also have Falcon, who was not on the team, but was recently in Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Mhm.
So they're trying to have Falcon have a moment. Here's how Jeph Loeb handles Falcon. He shows up. He immediately gets beaten badly by Cable, taken out, and does nothing else for the rest of the series. So
yeah.
them saying, hey, we're going to push Falcon. It's just Falcon's going to get beat up bad.
Well, here's the thing about this book. It is very clearly just, hey, we know Avengers versus X-Men is coming within the next year. And we gotta
in the next 2 months. This is a lead in.
It's leading up, right? And so it's like, well, let's give them a little taste of what's gonna come, you know? And so each issue is Cable beating up an Avenger and largely winning until there's too many of them. And Cable has to admit, like, well, I guess that was stupid, because Blacksmith admits that maybe he made a mistake, and then Hope and Cyclops show up, and it's like, what are you doing, man? Like,
I do like
cool.
that Cyclops is like, Cable,
yeah,
buddy. No,
well,
I haven't always been there for you.
Yeah, but Jeph tries to have like the, Dad, you got to believe in me. You got to believe in me. But like, it's not earned at all. Like in a lot of classic, hey, that we saw a terrible thing in the future, you can at least understand the motivation of the character. Here, the future that Cable sees is like a gray cloud and a room. And that's it. You don't see anything else. And so it's really hard to be on his side.
Now, I understand a little bit about how Jeph Loeb gets to this making sense. A lot of it has to do with some truly tragic stuff that happened to Jeph Loeb personally that we're not going to get into on this. But like the idea of I would do anything for more time with my children is something that like he's grappling with a lot.
Oh, sure.
But it doesn't make for a compelling story here.
Not here. I think in general, there's been a lot of writers that have tackled the idea of Cable as a father to Hope much more successfully.
Here's the thing, like, it's unfortunately not a unique thing to ask, hey, what would a parent do for their child? And as a parent, I get it. A lot of people are parents. A lot of people have this feeling, so they understand it. At the same time, a lot of people aren't Cable, who is fighting with the techno-organic virus and does just get drawn as Colossus at a certain point in this.
Yeah. McGinnis, I think the art looks pretty good. I enjoy it. I think it's a well-drawn series. I don't really have any beef with that. I think sometimes it's a little too cartoony for my tastes, just like
Yeah,
the
but that's Ed
Churchill.
McGuinness. Like you
But
hire
you know
Ed
what you're
McGuinness for
getting.
exactly that.
Yeah, you know what you're getting. And yes, the organic virus does take over. But to your point of like a parent doing anything, the last time we saw Cable before this, he literally sacrificed himself to end the conflict of Second Coming. So
Yeah.
like he's made the ultimate sacrifice. This feels weird. This is like I'm getting into a bar fight with some superheroes to save like my kid. And even when they show up, Hope and Cyclops, they're like, what is this? This is weird. Why are you doing this? But am I
like,
wrong that at the end of this, is this the mini that ends with Hope like curing Cable of his TK virus?
Yes.
That's weird.
She cures him of his techno-organic virus. He eventually gets it back. But, well, hold on.
I wonder how many times he's lost that. At least twice, right?
Couple of times. So I'm trying to think in Cable continuity, and that's madness in and of itself. But he comes back in Cable and X-Force, and he doesn't have the techno-organic virus, but he does have Big Arm. That's a robot arm because his one techno-organic arm's bad.
Yeah.
And then he keeps getting clones in Cy Spurrier stuff.
Yep.
And does he have the techno-organic virus in that, or does he just have robot arm?
That's a great question. I mean, he
know.
dies after that again. So
he dies a lot during that, and then
he dies constantly in that. But like, I'm saying, Kid Cable comes and kills him.
Yeah. And then, because then after that, what you're missing in your Cable continuity is the Jerry Duggan Uncanny Avengers Cable.
Oh right. Oh, I love that one.
Also,
With
unfortunately, the James Robinson Cable.
Yeah.
Which the James Robinson Cable runs concurrently with the Zach Thompson, Lonnie Nadler Cable, where I know he has the techno-organic virus.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I know where he gets it back. Deadpool Cable split second. Infinity comic.
Right. We covered that. We covered that.
Didn't we cover split second?
I'm pretty sure we've covered split second. Haven't we? No. How have we not covered that?
That was an Infinite comic, which is different from the Infinity comics that they are doing on Marvel Unlimited. This was one where, like X-Men 20 or X-Men 92's original thing. You get that. Yeah, because that was Fabian Nicieza being like, we got to reset Cable.
He just did a continuity reset.
Because that was explicitly what that was. Yes. Yeah. We know our Cable-nuity.
Yeah, that was how like he was actually able to appear in Uncanny Avengers and make it make sense. I remember that. Okay.
Anyway,
you'll notice we're talking around this story because it's not very good.
Here's a line of dialogue. I want you to hear. This is from Cyclops, and this is the level of writing that you get from a Jeph Loeb comic.
Mm-hmm.
It is, you've got to free the Avengers. Cable, my son, has to be stopped. Jeph, we know. No one is reading a Marvel comic in 2012 and being like, so what's the relationship between Cable and Cyclops? It's like the folks who are going to care already know. And they know to an exhaustive level where they can go through every retcon of Cable. And maybe that's just me talking. Actually, now that I say that, maybe I'm the only one who understands Cable. And even then I don't. So it's just like, I feel like people know that that's Cyclops' kid, right? Like,
yeah,
that's been the status quo since the 80s or the 90s.
I mean, the big reveal here is supposed to be that Cable knows that Hope is going to be the next host for the Phoenix. But
which, like, duh. Sorry.
Yeah, that was already foreshadowed in the regular books. Like this,
that was literally foreshadowed when she was born. We have been no.
Yeah, this just feels very unnecessary, and I would say slightly out of character.
I think Cable would do anything he could to save Hope. I also feel like Cable would have a better plan than capture all the Avengers and beat them to death until Hope is safe.
I will note, now that I know that Jeph Loeb is the writer behind Commando, that this is the same exact plot as Commando.
I've never watched Commando. Is this the exact same plot as Commando?
Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter, Alyssa Milano, is stolen from him, and he's a former like Green Beret, whatever, like military guy. He has to hunt them down and kill them. So it's not that different. Anyway, I did not like this.
Ed McGuinness draws a great comic here.
Sure. Art's fine.
Art's fine.
Ed didn't do anything wrong here. But
Ed McGuinness did exactly what you pay Ed McGuinness for.
Yeah. Did I enjoy this comic? No, I did not. Is it better or worse than Code Red, though?
It's like right there.
Yeah.
It's like what do you want? It is, they are of a piece of one another. Because it is, I'm a big, strong man who is the best at what I do, and I am the best, and I am good, and I'm going to fight, and then emotions, and then the fight's done.
I don't know.
I'm going to put it worse than Code Red.
Okay.
I think Code Red tries to be more. Whereas the best part of this is the fact that he's like, hey, you know these chairs? Magneto did some weird stuff to the X-Men in these chairs once, and now I'm going to put Avengers in it. That's funny, actually. If Cable leans into the fact that that's funny, incredible. Also, I don't care about Blacksmith. You can't make me care about that weird little freak. And I love weird little freaks. My kids make jokes about how much I love weird little freaks.
I'm going to say this is better than at 1023 Marvel Mangaverse X-Men.
I'm not putting it above the Captain Marvel Adam X stuff.
All right, so this is our new 1023 Avengers X-Sanction. And we saved possibly the most objectionable of these stories for last. We'll see how this goes down. But of course, with Jeph Loeb, you got to talk about Jeph Loeb. Wolverine. This is Sabretooth Reborn, Wolverine 310 to 313. This is Jeph Loeb, penciled and inked and colored, penciled and inked by Simone Bianchi, colors by Simone Peruzzi, and letters by Albert Deschênes, I think it is.
Yeah, it's Albert Deschênes. I like Simone Bianchi. I respect Simone Bianchi more than I enjoy reading his comics.
Look at the cover for 310. This is a split screen of, well, it's like Wolverine, but he's
like ripping his face off and there's Sabretooth underneath it.
That's a good cover. That's a beautiful cover. Like, you can tell that Bianchi has skill.
Super talented. I think innovative with page layouts, trying stuff to a fault.
Yes.
Sometimes. But like, I think we've proven on this show, I'd rather someone try and fail.
Yeah. I don't always like the finished product, but I appreciate that he's doing something weird. And this is freaking weird because this is not just Romulus returning, but we also get Sabretooth back, even though we beheaded him previously. And we get the reveal of who is here, Zach?
Remus is here. Adam, had you known about Remus? Like, is Remus a character that you had ever read a comic featuring, or had you just like heard something? Oh yeah, so Romulus had a sister, and you're like, I'm not listening to this.
I did know there was a Remus. I had kind of forgotten about it. She only appears in these 4 issues and never again. And boy,
the love of Wolverine's life, Remus.
Oh my God, this is quite the retcon that Jeph Loeb is trying to push on us. I mean, I was reading this and going, get out of here. Get out of here. Just stop. What are you trying to
Jeffrey?
do? Stop it.
I'm sorry. We know his name is Joseph. I shouldn't be calling him Jeffrey. That's not his Christian name.
He doesn't want to be called Jeffrey. He shouldn't be called Jeff.
You know what? Honestly, fair. It does. Him being named Joseph does make me respect the way that he spells Jeff a tiny amount more. And that's a strong thing because I don't respect how he spells it. Jeph. I tried to Google his name earlier today and I couldn't remember the dumb way that he spelled it. And I did type in Jepf. And I was like, that's not right, but it's close.
So Remus unlike the history, the mythological story
History,
of
the
Romulus
very real wolf child,
Yeah.
Remus.
Unlike the mythological story, Remus here is Romulus's sister. She has, big, floofy, like not floofy, but like sharp angled cape-like hair, red hair. She is Italian but Japanese in her accent.
That's
and
the dumbest thing. And I know that that's also a Romulus thing, but it's like Italian with a hint of Japanese.
with a hint of Japanese.
What the heck, Jeffrey?
Yeah. It's
Why
it's
would
sure
she have a
something.
hint of Japanese?
I don't know. I don't know. But this is
It's
four
so
issues.
that they can use samurai swords. That's why.
Yeah.
And listen, we don't have time to unpack Jeph Loeb and his thoughts on the Japanese.
Ooh, that's a touchy subject.
We're not getting there. It's just like, look, I'm not going to him for cultural sensitivity. That's all.
Oh, clearly not.
I mostly think that he just likes ninjas and doesn't think about things. Like
yes.
I honestly think that's as far as his mind goes. He's just dumb.
Well, I mean, he did.
I don't remember all the things
He was
said.
accused of saying that audiences would not care about Asian American protagonists.
That's a pretty crappy thing to say. I had forgotten.
So
I had forgotten the details. Yeah. Ugh, Jeff. That's not going to
So-
help you. You
That's
got
not
to.
this is a 4-issue arc
I
that
forgot that one. Ugh.
undoes Sabretooth's beheading, which was a pretty major moment in Jeph Loeb's previous Wolverine writing.
Yeah, but Sabretooth wasn't going to be dead forever.
No, there's a real handy like 100 or so clones of Sabretooth that are being developed in the relaunched Weapon X facility.
Hey, weird that Wolverine's like, man, there's so many clones of Sabretooth. Bud, Sabretooth's been cloned before.
Yeah, you've fought clones of him before. Why is this confusing?
This is not, like, you're not weird. He also thinks that Remus might be Jean for a hot second, and he keeps talking about how hot he thinks redheads are, and that's weird.
It is weird.
Like, look, I get it.
You have a type. Also, just calm down. Like,
Just a little bit.
they're not the
Stop.
same person.
Obviously not the same person. Is it Jean? No, Jean's not coming back in a story featuring Romulus, brother. They're not. It's going to be an event. Jean doesn't come back out of nowhere. Charles Xavier can come back out of nowhere. Wolverine can come back out of nowhere, but then it's going to be surprise for one of our biggest books, but we're not going to tell you what happens next, and then we're going to have him do the Where is Wolverine for a while, and then we're going to have him have an actual return book. That's how you bring back a big character. Jean, that's not how they're bringing Jean back.
No, Jeph does try to go back against his previous stipulation that Romulus was creating or had discovered the lupine origins of a subsect of mutantdom.
I love how he's like, no, that was dumb.
Wolverine was a
You
wolf.
idiots. You really thought that was true? Yeah, Jeff, you said it.
Yeah,
And you've been known to do dumb stuff.
you wrote it into your comics. So he actually has Remus come into this story to say that all of the stuff that was said in that arc was like BS. And then really tries to push over the dumbest of retcons, which I just have to imagine that everyone since has just been like, yeah, that didn't happen, which is Romulus trying to tell Wolverine that it was his idea to get Weapon X.
I don't hate.
Oh, I hate.
Okay. I hate how it's executed here. The high concept of, well, what if Wolverine went and wanted to be Weapon X? Because like X-Men Origins Wolverine does that. And I'm not using that as a bastion of quality. But like in that movie, I don't argue that, oh yeah, Wolverine went into that program willingly. It's oh, look what you got. You didn't realize what you were doing. You were blinded by rage, and now look what it has costed you. I get that. How he's doing it here is dumb and bad.
Yeah, that's not what's here. What's here is a few scant pages of Wolverine used to actually be on a team with Romulus and Remus and some other goons, and wants to do it so that he can become like the ultimate Romulus warrior. And
I am what you will become. Yes.
yeah, and to the point where Romulus is whispering in the professor's ear at Weapon X, like, make him forget everything. So stupid. This is just so dumb.
Not dumb is Romulus being like, instead of having claws that I wear on my hands, I'm going to Weapon X myself, and I'm going to fight Wolverine in the nude. That's great, actually, because Simone Bianchi draws a lot of detail and then a Ken doll.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know that Simone Bianchi was like, I know it's more work, but I do want to make sure that like I draw his dong in here. And Marvel would be like, we can't, Simone. Obviously. It's like, it's obscured. Come on, man. You can't give him pubes.
No. They
He wants to too. That's the thing.
Sure. He knows his anatomy. Now, this is a story that supposes that Wolverine has a happy ending and falls in love with Remus, and they make out in bikinis.
Oh, Remus, his one true love forever.
Yes, and she never appears again, thank God.
It's just she's
a nothing?
Here's the thing. Romulus should have never appeared again. The only time that Romulus should have appeared was that time in Ben Percy was like, just to be clear, we are flashing back to all of the Wolverine stuff, even the dumb stuff. And that got taken care of by the fact that in that same comic, Wolverine has sex with Omega Red.
True.
And also fights Moby Dick. So like Ben Percy's like, yeah, I know it's dumb. Here's some people think Ben Percy's an incredibly serious person, and I feel like I have to defend Ben Percy constantly because, like, no, you guys, you're bringing yourselves into this. Ben Percy's quite aware.
He knows what he's doing. You
gotta accept. Here's the thing: you gotta accept those comics are bad because Ben Percy is the type of guy who, like me, will mainstream all of the 2000s Wolverine. You'd be like, man, this was horrible. I gotta read the next one. A thing that I did constantly.
I did not want to continue reading this after the first issue.
Did you want to read issue 309 that gets promoted at the end of 310? But because it came out after 310?
No. What was in that one? I don't think.
It's a Meltdown sequel?
Oh.
It's a Havoc and Wolverine Meltdown sequel?
What? No.
Yeah. Yeah. Meltdown comes back. You know, Meltdown.
Wow.
Wolverine Meltdown.
Well,
Adam, you should read that. I don't think it's great. Like, it's not what you want it to be. But Raphael Albuquerque draws it, and Meltdown's in it.
Has a really good Assad Ribbit cover.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, I got to read that.
Yeah, you gotta read that one. Not relevant to this. It's a completely different creative team. Anyway, Romulus is defeated, and Remus is never seen again.
Thank God. It's awful. It's stupid. It's not thoughtful.
How do you feel about the last page of this, where in a fully painted page, like they are at the beach, Wolverine is wearing the pants of his Wolverine costume to the beach. Remus is in a bikini, string bikini, straddling him in the air, legs wrapped around him, and they are making out hard in the water. And Wolverine's like, I deserve a happy ending. Is that page good or bad?
It's well executed. I think it's a very stupid thing for the story. I don't understand why all of a sudden...
honestly think, I'm looking at it, it's a great piece of art. Like, I think Bianchi inked and colored that specific page himself because it doesn't look like the rest of it. And I know like Mark Morales does some of the inking in this comic, but like that page is really good from a page standpoint. It just doesn't make any sense in this story. Also, it's a little ridiculous.
Oh, it's so stupid.
I love
all of this is so stupid.
It's stuff like this that makes me want to rewatch Heroes season 1. Because I feel like now I understand Jeph Loeb on such a fundamentally better level than I did when I was 14. You know, like, I bet I could get my wife to do it. Her dad watched Heroes, so she absolutely has some Heroes.
Put
in
her through that.
I'm
Come
gonna,
on.
Bud.
There's so much better stuff you could be watching.
But God bless my wife. My wife more than once has rewatched Seventh Heaven.
Okay.
My wife has watched this entirety of The Secret Life of the American Teenager and made fun of it multiple times in our marriage.
But I'm going to guess that those were her idea. So you coming in the room and be like, we're going to rewatch Heroes. I don't know if that's going to go over like a lead balloon or not.
I bet she wouldn't say no as quick as she should. It's the thing.
Well, I'm going to say no to these issues of Wolverine.
Very
I think
bad.
This is the worst story we talked about today.
Probably.
It's bad.
Where do we have the other Romulus stuff?
Great question.
Because that's the only thing. Evolution is at 1158.
I don't think this is as bad as that. That is bonkers stupid.
This is also bonkers stupid, but
this
in
is
a different
close.
Way.
This is close. I don't know if it's as bad as Wolverine 154 to 155 all along the Watchtower.
Okay, so we're super close. I thought I was going to have to like argue some things.
I think I'd rather reread Witchblade Wolverine by Chris Claremont at 1154.
Yeah, you're right. That Witchblade Wolverine is a better comic than this. Oh man, is this better, or how do you feel about it compared to Obnoxo the Clown versus the X-Men?
I don't know.
This comic's funnier. This comic is funnier than Obnoxo.
All right, so we'll give it the edge. So this is going to be our new 1155.
I think out of respect for the artistic talents of Simone Bianchi, that's the thing. That's the thing about, heck, even Ultimatum, which is even lower on the list. Ultimatum's a well-drawn comic. I don't want to look at the drawings.
I don't think it is, really.
There is absolutely artistic talent and craft in those drawings. They are objectionable drawings, but like,
I don't like them.
David
Who's
Finch.
Is that
David
Finch?
Finch is
I don't really like Finch.
I'm
not saying he's not talented. I
like Finch.
Okay.
I saw David Finch at a con once. He seems like he was just living his best life. Like, he's just this like bald guy who's sitting there. He's like, yeah, I got some money from drawing stuff. I just like drawing things.
That's what I want. That's what I want for all artists.
Yeah, like that. He's just happy
making money from drawing stuff. That's what all artists need.
He just seems like he's doing what he wants to do.
It's
also,
just
David Finch drew a Moon Knight comic that I like.
Oh,
hey, did you know that I did not know this. David Finch drew album covers for Disturbed. That makes so much sense. I was thinking about Disturbed the other day. Were you a Disturbed guy?
No.
Yeah, me either. Hold on. I just need to know, did he draw 10,000 Fists? 10,000 Fists. Why do I know Disturbed albums?
Maybe you're a Disturbed guy.
I'm not a Disturbed guy. I'm looking at the cover to 10,000 Fists, and I do not know who drew this, but if you told me David Finch drew this, I would say, okay. It does look like he man, cover artist. No! Whoa!
Who is it?
Greg Capullo and Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Hey, wait, is Disturbed based? Do they rule, actually? Okay, no, I want to be so clear. It was not Todd McFarlane and Greg Capullo. It was just Greg Capullo. That was Google, because you know how Google has become bad now and lies to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just Google lying to me, is what it was.
I mean, Greg Capullo did famously do the artwork to the Korn album Follow the Leader.
He did?
Yeah.
Man, dude, I don't know much new metal. I'm going to be honest. What Disturbed album did David Finch do?
Is it worth it? Do we care? I think we need to thank our patron.
Indestructible, by the way. Okay, yeah, looking at it, that is more David Finch. Anyway, I want to know what other comic. I'm going to look at all the Disturbed albums and see if they just have awesome comic book artists drawing their stuff. That, if I ever come back to comic book journalism, it's going to be a retrospective on Disturbed album covers.
Well, thank you, John Wickham.
Thank you, John.
This request. If you want to make a request, you head over to patreon.com/Battle of the Atom. Get on all of the excitement. You can pick some stuff out. And I'm just vamping because Zach has gone down.
I'm sorry. I am very much. I want to figure out who drew Asylum. Cover art. It's just a second. This is the last one. Okay. It's Ryan Swayland is what it says. I don't know the gentleman.
I don't know who that is.
Okay. Well, I was like, all I could think would be like, did they get, oh crap, why am I blanking on his name? Ultimates, not Alan Davis.
Hitch?
Yeah, Brian Hitch. Brian Hitch would draw a good Disturbed cover.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, I want to thank all of our supporters over on Patreon who listen to me talk about a band I don't like. Like John Wickham.
Oh boy. Folks, you can always follow Adam Reck on Blue Sky and Instagram. I mentioned it last week, but I recorded it since. Our son Pete with Dan Grote. That episode's coming up soon on the Comics XF Patreon. I also want to note that since last week, when you and I talked about Dan Grote's impressive 75-pound dumbbell, that he just started today, as of us recording this, a new feature on the Comics XF Patreon, which is different than the Battle of the Atom one, but it helps support the website.
Yes, they are completely unrelated.
The new feature is Dan Grote for each installment of this will teach you a workout move and review a comic at the same time, which I think is very on brand for Mr. Grote. So if that's something you're interested in, check that out. Zach, what are we doing next week?
Talking about how artist Raymond Swanlin drew a bunch of pretty dope Magic the Gathering cards.
That is not what we're doing next week.
Are we not? I'm sorry. Because one of them's definitely from Zendikar, and it's a land, and everyone knows Zendikar lands are dope as all get out. No, next week we're talking about times that Charles Xavier helped a mutant singular. Until then, folks, this has been Battle of the Atom. We hope you survived the experience.